Welcome students to the class of immunology. Today we shall study about the humoral factors of innate immunity, that is the defensins. Defensins are a family of cationic proteins and peptides which range from around 29 to 35 amino acids and have a molecular weight between 3.5 to 4 daltons. These proteins are rich in arginine and contain 6 invariable cysteine residues that are highly conserved. Right? These cysteine residues they lead to the formation of disulfide linkages, making the defensins active against the pathogens. The concentration of these defensins in the phagosomes ranges between 10 to 100 milligrams per ml, and this helps the phagocytic cells to kill the microorganisms that cause infections. The general characteristics of the defensins include the amphipathic nature of the defensins. Because of the amphipathic nature of the defensins have an ability to insert themselves in the membrane of the pathogens. When the defensins penetrate inside the membranes, they lead to the formation of ion channels in the membranes, which disrupts the isotonicity of the cell, thus leading to the death of the cell. Defensins can also act as wide spectrum disinfectants against a range of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, which include Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Escherichia coli, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, as well as Haemophilus influenzae. The defensins are also effective against most of the fungi and enveloped viruses. They have an ability to discriminate between the self cells and the non-self cells. That is, the defensins can discriminate or differentiate between the microbial cells as well as the self cells, and therefore they cause harm to the microbial cells and not the self cells. The selective toxicity of the defensins towards microbial cells is mainly attributed to the differences in the composition of the phospholipids in the cell membrane of the microbial cells and the mammalian cells. This is mainly dependent upon the presence and absence of cholesterol. The mammalian cell membrane contains large amount of cholesterol, but bacterial cell membranes do not contain the cholesterol, and this basically helps the defensins to attack the bacterial membranes rather than attacking the mammalian cell membranes. The defensins are characterized by a common structural feature, that is the presence of the hydrophobic beta sheet. This beta sheet that is formed is stabilized by intra-chain disulfide bonds that are formed between the 6 conserved cysteine residues. Depending upon the pattern of disulfide bond formation between the 6 conserved cysteine residues, the defensins can be classified into 2 classes, that is the alpha defensins and the beta defensins. The alpha defensins are generally pre-synthesized and stored in the granules of the neutrophils, mainly in the humans, as well as in the Paneth cells of the small intestine. The beta defensins are produced by the epithelial cells, and they are not stored in the cytoplasmic granules. Right? They are produced abundantly in the kidney, the female reproductive tract, the oral gingiva, and especially in the lung airway, where a large number of organisms enter into the lung airway when we breathe in the air. These microorganisms, pathogenic as well as non-pathogenic, can be killed within the airway without causing any harm to the body. The secretion of the beta defensins is mainly controlled at the level of gene transcription. The defensins can be induced by microbial products as well as certain inflammatory cytokines. Defensins are synthesized as inactive precursors. These inactive precursors contain two regions, a prodomain, which includes a leader sequence, and the second is the acidic region. This acidic region functions to neutralize and inactivate the cationic mature peptide. So basically, it is necessary that the defensins should be processed before they act on the microorganisms. Processing results in the formation of the active peptides. In the neutrophils, active defensins, that is, processed defensins, are stored in the granules. The epithelial defensins are usually secreted as propeptides and are processed in the lumen of the crypt. Crypt is the site in the lumen where the Paneth cells are present. So, any microorganisms that come to the lumen may enter into the crypt where the Paneth cells can act on these microorganisms with the help of the defensins, form the ion permeable membranes or channels in the membrane and lead to the lysis or the killing of the pathogen. And so basically, defensins are the proteins or peptides that are secreted by certain cells in the inactive form, get activated and act on the microorganisms and help in the removal of the microorganisms. Studies are done on the neutrophil defensins where they are investigated to be used as the therapeutic agents for basically the treatment of fungal and bacterial infections which cannot be easily treated with the conventional antibiotics. This is because nowadays microorganisms are generating resistance against the antibiotics and therefore new methods have to be devised in order to kill the microorganisms. Thus, defensins can be one of these methods that can be used to kill the microorganisms. Experiments have shown that the alpha defensins protect mice from the lethal toxin produced by the Bacillus anthracis organisms that is responsible for anthrax disease. This can thus be used as an antidote for the Bacillus anthracis organism. Any mischievous use of Bacillus anthracis, like for example Bacillus anthracis, can be used as an agent of biological warfare. So under such emergency conditions, alpha defensins can be used to protect the population of humans as well as animals from the disease caused by Bacillus anthracis. The alpha defensins as well as the beta defensins also can be used as the antiviral agents. Studies have shown that recombinant alpha defensins are harmful against the HIV-1 virus as well as the herpes simplex virus. Thus, the use of defensins can be increased in the treatment of bacterial, fungal as well as viral infections. These are some of the references that I have used for my video lecture. Thank you.